In the crazy world that is the transfer window, there will be winners, there will be losers, and there will be a ton of money spent. None more so than on Merseyside this summer, where between Liverpool and Everton, a staggering £253 million has been spent on new signings. Here though, we're going to look at the red half of the city and how Jürgen Klopp's men might line up this season. Liverpool's #1 jersey chopped and changed last season, where at one point it was a case of who was playing less badly than the other. Having dropped Mignolet in favour of new summer signing Loris Karius last season, Jürgen Klopp was then forced to reintroduce the Belgian to the starting lineup after even more uncertain keeping from his replacement. With a strong end to last season and no real competition from the young German, we see Mignolet as the starting keeper for Liverpool, for the moment at least. Despite the recent promise of youngsters Trent Alexander-Arnold and Joe Gomez, we see only one sure bet for the right-back position in this squad, provided he stays fully fit. He's one of 5 former Southampton players on this list, and someone who with a good season under his belt can definitely be pushing for a World Cup place come next summer. At 26, Nathaniel Clyne should be entering the prime of his career, which has already seen him clock up an impressive 9 seasons as a first-team regular at all 3 clubs he's been at. The only thing that could stand in his way now would be a change in formation to a 3-man defensive unit, which would see Clyne pushed in field, something he's not really used to throughout his career. The 2 centre-backs really pick themselves. Having both endured shaky starts to their respective careers at Anfield, both Joel Matip and Dejan Lovren are now amongst the first names on the team sheet. However, this may have been different had Jürgen Klopp managed to get Virgil van Dijk to sign on the dotted line. But for once, it seems that Southampton held their own when negotiating with Liverpool. Comfortable as a 2, or even alongside Emre Can as a back 3, both centre-halves have received lavishings of praise from the manager, with boss Jürgen Klopp even claiming that he looks to build his team around players of Lovren's capabilities. High praise indeed. At left-back we have another player who, if their first season is anything to go by, is lucky to still be at the club. I somewhat agree with Jamie Carragher's claims that if your boss plays a right midfielder in James Milner ahead of you at left-back, you probably aren't wanted at the club. But in all fairness to Spanish left-back Alberto Moreno, he's dug his heels in, and after a good pre-season and return to full fitness, it looks as if he's ready to make that spot his own. With the summer signing of Hull fullback Andrew Robertson, Moreno now has a bit more competition to fend off. But if he can tackle that problem, as well as he tackled the Arsenal players at the weekend, I'm sure he'll be just fine. Our first central midfield spot goes to the heartbeat of the Liverpool team. Having been handed the captaincy by legend Steven Gerrard a couple of years ago, it's no wonder he's a regular starter in this side. Personally, I think this is fully deserved, and it shows the ambition of the man that after being handed the captaincy in 2015, he has now set his sights on taking Wayne Rooney's armband as England captain. Full of energy and fantastic leadership qualities, he's exactly the kind of player who epitomises Klopp's pitch-side passion on the pitch. And to top it all off, he's already making friends with his new midfield partner, well, in this team at least. Which leads us on to the other central midfield spot, and another former Sate to don the Liverpool jersey. Much has been made of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's failure to live up to his early career hype during his 6 years at Arsenal. But has the Ox now found his footballing home? He's moved for big money at £40 million, especially considering he was entering the final year of his Arsenal contract. But this move isn't about money, it's about playing time and the quality of it. Earlier in the week, he rejected the chance to join Chelsea as he didn't want to be deployed in a wing-back role, and he also turned down Arsenal's offer of £180,000 a week. Having signed a deal at Liverpool for much less money than that, he revealed it's the opportunity to play regularly in the central midfield role which has swayed his decision to move to Merseyside. And with the World Cup fast approaching, you can see why. It's the perfect time to strike up a brilliant midfield partnership with international and club colleague Jordan Henderson. Up next, we have a rather tough choice. Having handed in a transfer request and seen his club turn down eye-watering money from Barcelona, Philippe Coutinho will now have to be content at Liverpool and work on getting his teammates back on his side. Had the Brazilian left, it may have actually been bad news for next-in-line Gigi Wijnaldum, as Liverpool were reportedly looking at Monaco's Thomas Lemar as a backup. But a deal was always unlikely to go through without the sale of Coutinho first. Despite all this, he's still a world-class player and a certainty for this 11. Despite being only 5 games into his Liverpool career, Mo Salah is already looking like the signing of the season. His lightning speed and skillful dribbling perfectly balanced the three-pronged Liverpool attack, with Mane doing the same on the other side. This was evident during Liverpool's demolition of Arsenal, and with 3 goals and an assist in his first 5 matches, £34 million is looking like an absolute bargain. It also goes to show that players do need the right team and atmosphere in order to produce their best results. Maybe Oxlade-Chamberlain took a leaf out of Mo Salah's book, who endured a fruitless endeavour down in South London, making just 13 appearances during his year at Stamford Bridge. Now to the final former Saint in this list, and someone who really does carry the X factor. With the speed, skill and finishing to turn a match on its head, there's no wonder that Sadio Mane was such a celebrated recruit when Liverpool paid £34 million for him last summer. Fast forward 1 year, and with the club's Player of the Season trophy under his belt, Mane has shown himself to be one of the key men at Anfield. With 3 goals in the first 3 games this season, it's no wonder pundits are lining him up for the next big departure from Liverpool. But in all honesty, why would he want to leave? He's part of an exciting, young, attacking team, and with an excellent boss at the helm, he's part of a squad which could challenge for trophies this season and beyond. The centre-forward position at Liverpool sees a plethora of opportunities within their ranks. Danny Ings has been out for over a year with injury, so for obvious reasons, he can't be considered. Divock Origi, on the other hand, while still young and highly thought of by Jürgen Klopp, has to play regular football before the World Cup next year, according to his dad. And for that reason, he's moved on loan to German side Wolfsburg. So that leaves one of 2 players. Now, I'm not saying Daniel Sturridge doesn't know how to pass, because I'm sure he does. But watching him play football is like playing FIFA with all the buttons replaced with movement pads except for the shoot button. So talented, but so frustrating. So that leaves us with one player who's seen by some as the key to Liverpool's attacking play. Dropping off from the front 9 in a false 9 position doesn't just take the physical movement, but the brains and ability to use that positioning to devastating effect. And in Robert Firmino, Liverpool have a player who can do just that. Despite not setting any records for goals or assists, what he brings to the team as a whole is far more than what Sturridge or Origi can, something echoed by the manager. He completes this 3-man attack perfectly, and if early season performances are anything to go by, it's an exciting time to be a Liverpool fan. So that's how we see Liverpool lining up this season. Did we get it right? Let us know in the comments below, and let us know who you'd have in the team instead.